specifically about one thing, which is like if you are playing with content, uh, content are really great to have, but they need to be managed well. If they are not managed well, and if you are not monitored and administered well, their content can do great thing. Content can do bring negative things also. So moving to the next slide, so which is obviously the topic I've already mentioned. We are a community of industry expert who runs monthly and weekly series on enterprise, cloud, and tech learning. We do multiple sessions on multiple topics, including data science, AI, and there are multiple areas that we cover, mostly multi cloud, data and AI, and blockchain. SharePoint content, everything comes around data and AI that we cover. Uh, we have extensive team and a group of expert who talk on data warehouse programming, stream engineering, and we provide free certificate endorsed by real practitioner who are the market leader once you complete the session. And we are coming up with multiple other great options that would be announced soon. You can watch the live session, or you can go get know more about our session on multicloudforyou.com/streams. So today we have Smita Nachan. She is the author, speaker, CSM lead, software engineer, specifically in the SharePoint world. And I've heard her in multiple public event, and she is great in terms of her knowledge and depth, and the way she deliver her message, specifically on technical message, and on SharePoint and Power BI, and other stuff which is more around Office 365 space. It's fantastic. You would soon hear her. She has decade of IT experience working across leading organizations in the industry. She's the lead software engineer for SharePoint at Tito Very. And this is our LinkedIn profile, Smita Nacha on LinkedIn.com. You can connect to her. You can talk to her. If you have any issues in SharePoint, you can directly ping her. I am Anjani Kumar. I am the founder of Multi-Cloud for You. I'm the chief evangelist and chief architect for Multi-Cloud for You. I have with me my co-founder Dheeraj Singh, who is the CEO of Multi-Cloud for You USA, and he is a great data architect and a great solution architect. And obviously, his session also comes up. Whenever it will come up, we'll announce, and you can hear him directly. He's joining us from East Coast. I am inventor, leader, mentor, founder in Endeavor. I have also multi decades of experience. I am ex publicist RBS and Microsoft. This is my LinkedIn profile, Anjani K. Kumar. You can connect me directly and talk to me on any topic. Over to Smita. So Smita, I will stop sharing the screen. You can
Okay,
start
yeah,
sharing
thank
the
you.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Anjani. Let me
Yeah.
share my screen.
Yep.
Okay, so is my screen visible now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So thank you for being here for this session on using AI to classify SharePoint content with cognitive and sentiment analysis. So today I'm here to show you three cool demos which you can use irrespective of SharePoint or any other technology by implementing AI using cognitive and sentiment analysis. So my introduction about me, then Anjani already have introduced me. So I'm a speaker, author, and blogger, and here some of my handlers using which you can just get in touch with me. And recently I have wrote one book with a press publication, and soon it will be available in market. So in August 2020, it will be available in market, and it's about the understanding hybrid environments in SharePoint 2020. So the agenda for the hour is firstly, we will have an overview of Microsoft Azure Cognitive Service, and then we will explore three major services like Computer Vision API, Custom Vision Service, and Sentiment Analysis API. Okay. So firstly, to start with what is mean by AI. So AI is all about amplifying human creativity with the intelligent technology. So whenever we deal with any kind of data around us, it is imperfect data. We learn and we form the conclusion from that imperfect data using some kind of reasoning. and then we can use that reasoning to understand that data better, so that including text, voice, or images, and then we can start interacting with that data in some natural ways. So this is what I mean by AI. So small introduction about the AI. Then, so whenever we talk with, or whenever we try to define that with Microsoft Cognitive Services, it gives us wild opportunity for us to implement AI. So first one is a vision, wherein we can understand the images and the videos better. Then we have a speech, from where we can recognize speech, speaker, and the content or the intent of that particular speech. And then we have a language, wherein we can process the text and recognize what user want to say. Then we have a knowledge over here. So it is again a rich knowledge from the web that you can use within your own data. Then we have a search. Search is used to search across all these kind of things. And then again in the last we have a labs. So we have a few of the things which you want to use before the general availability of that particular feature. So this is some small introduction about it. And then it's for the vision. So for this session, we will majorly concentrate or to the vision API. So what is mean by, so vision is mean by uh, from faces to feelings. It allows your apps to understand the images and video better. So if we deep dive into the vision, there are many things which vision can do. So first one is the computer vision, then we have a face APIs, then emotion APIs, then we have a content moderator, custom vision service, and video indexer. So each of them by name defines like what do they do. So during this session, we will mostly concentrate upon the computer vision API and custom vision service. Those are very helpful to analyze our images in some better relatives. So to start with that, what is mean by computer vision API? So computer vision API, it analyzes the image, understand the content within that particular image. So even we can use OCR, that is optical character recognition, to detect and recognize words within that particular image. Even we can generate the thumbnails by scaling. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you,
Okay, yeah,
Srita.
there is some disturbance. Okay, so even we can generate that thumbnails scaling or the images while retaining the key content inside that particular image. And then again, one beautiful thing of this is using this computer vision API, we can easily recognize this celebrity or few of the landmarks. And for that, I will show you the demo. So which are already trained by the Microsoft for this computer vision API. So as a quick example of how it works, so whenever we try to analyze an image, so on right hand side we have one image of man swimming. So whenever we will give this image to computer vision API, what it will do is it will analyze that particular image and it will give us some metadata about that particular image. So like over here in the categories, you can see it is identified that some people is swimming. Here it has to identify from his face about his gender and some more things he is already defined over here, age and how his face is like. Then again it has identified few of the dominant color background. Over here you can see about that more information of that particular image. So this is one example. I have one more example for it. So another example is a cow standing on the grass in front of fence. So whenever we try to give this kind of image to this computer vision API, it can also give us a few of the categories describing like it is pretty much sure that it is some kind of animal or mammal, you can see. Then it defines that this is a cow. It also defines that this picture has taken outside on a field with animal or a mammal standing in the picture on the green kind of and in a background. So it describes all that particular images. So now let's go and create our computer vision API. So how we can provide image to it, and then how it able to analyze those images. So for that, let me go to Azure portal. Okay. And over here, Azure portal, you have to click on create resource. Once you clicked on the create resource, you will be able to see AI plus machine learning, and we will see all of those AI kind of functionality which are given by Microsoft Azure. So here we have a computer vision. So let me click on a computer vision. So it will take us a window wherein we can create a new computer vision. So we have over here, okay, let me click it once again. Okay, now this is the correct window. So herein we can create a new computer vision. So here we have to just specify name for that computer vision. Then we have to select the subscription, and then we have to select the location. And over here, I'm just saying it as a location as a US, and then pricing tier. So if you clicked over here on the view full pricing details, you will able to see all the pricing details. So over here, you can see there are two type of pricing details available. One is for the free instance. In that case, you are allowed to have a 20 transaction per minute, and but the features are not that much. On the other hand, if you go ahead with some kind of an paid transaction like S1, then you have about the 10 transaction per seconds, and it will help you to get the features of like tag, face, thumbnails, color, and other things like that. If you go ahead for few of more features, then obviously the price will increase, but you will get some more number of features to use. So I will not spend the time over here. Let me go back to my computer vision, and over here you have to mention a resource name, but I have already created one. To save this time, I have already created one, so let me go to that. Okay, so this is already I have created SharePoint cognitive service. Let me click over here on API console. Ajit, do you know how to hide this, because it is not allowing me to click? But let me minimize this one like this. Okay, so over here we will click on analyze image, and then we will select Central US. So over here you have to select the name, and then you have to provide a resource name. So you have to just provide this resource name. Then over here in the visual features, you can see there are different categories available. So for the demonstration, I will take a tags, and the details you have a celebrity or the landmark. So I will go first with the celebrity. Language I will keep it as a English. Then you have to provide a subscription key. So if you go over here in the keys section, you will able to see the key. Let me copy it, and let me provide over here. And now over here, I'm going to provide one URL for one of the famous person. Let me copy it and let me provide over here. So we all of know that person, but let's see how it is able to define that person or not. Okay, so the response is 200. So okay, that means the response is successful, and then it is identified that person as a Bill Gates, and with the confidence score is a 0.99. So that means it's almost 100% sure that this celebrity is a Bill Gates. And then again, it gives us few of the other tags, like we have some person in this particular image. We have a human face. He is a man. He has some kind of an clothing. He's having, you can see over here, so shirt, glasses, and all other things. So that way we can just verify one more thing. So over here we have tried for the celebrities. Let's check for the landmark also. For the landmark also, I have already one image ready. And again, this is really very famous and all of us know already. So from here, from the celebrities, I've just selected the landmarks. And now let me change the URL and let me click on the send button. Okay, so now it is recognized, it is as a Taj Mahal. And you can see the response status 200, that's the okay. Okay, so what happened mostly is SharePoint is being mostly used for storing the content, storing the images, documents, and all other things. So inside my document library over here, I have some of the images already added. Let me go to my SharePoint and I will show you how you can use it in a SharePoint. Over here, site content, and I'm just going to the document library. So already I have one image over here for the horse and there is some background it. Let's try it in a SharePoint. So for that purpose, I will just upload one image over here. Yeah, while this email gets added over here, I will show you how we have created a flow in Power Automate. So in the background, it is running this Power Automate or Microsoft Flow. Let me go over there. Just quickly let me change my account. Just a moment. Because it's suddenly taking some of the wrong account. Let me quickly change it. Just a moment, I'm just changing it. So I will not go to the detail of that particular Power Automate, but on a higher level, whenever any of the file is being added to my SharePoint folder, I am giving a call to analyze that image API and let me open it now. Now it's the correct one and let me edit it. So over here, as I mentioned that whenever I'm creating being item is getting added to my SharePoint folder, I'm giving a call to analyze image API for the computer vision and then I'm getting the information for the path where it has been uploaded. Once I get it, I'm again sending a request to my SharePoint and then parsing that particular JSON, which is I got from that cognitive API, and then updating the file properties. Okay, and now let me run this. I'm just running this flow.
Bharat, can you go on
Again,
mute, please? Thank you, Bharat.
now let's go to the document library, and over here you can see the flow ran successfully, and here are some of the cognitive tags it is giving. It is a road, car, park, motorcycle, racing, street, all the properties giving. In a nutshell, it gives us all of the tags which can be associated with this particular image. Again, we can have done this programmatically. So let's see like how we can do this. For example, if you want to use API inside your application. So let me go to back to my slide. Yes. So let's say if you want to use it in your C# kind of an application, in that case, you can make a use of Vision Service Client Provide, and that with the subscription key, what we created. And then we can specify the feature as maybe a description. And once it is there, we can make a call to analyze image asynchronously, so that by providing the URL as well as the feature which we want to extract from that particular image, and what the result is written, it will have a number of captions associated with it, and then we can get that particular caption again if you want to selectively use the tags in that case. Then you have to, for each kind, for each, so over here we have a for each kind of an thing wherein you will go to the description and go to the tags, and then if you want to look out for a specific tag, in that case you can have that kind of an logic built in inside this for each. So this is how you can use this particular vision API in your C# application. If you are not using maybe a Power Automate or MS Flow, and if you want to do it programmatically inside your ASP.NET or any other kind of application. So this is how it can be used within your application. So next thing is, for example, if you are not using a C#, you are using a JavaScript based development using a Node.js. In that case, this is how you will able to make a request and get all of the captions and tags from that particular image. So that was about this cognitive service vision API. And over here in the next, we have some of the references. So you can see this some of the references for the Azure Cognitive Services documentation and content supporter. Yeah, and we will take all of your queries in the last. So the next thing is bit complex, is a custom vision service. So as we saw, like the Azure Cognitive Service Vision API includes services for detecting common objects. So for example, if you upload an image of a car to the computer vision service, it will correctly identify it as a car. However, there might be some circumstances where you need to identify objects or scenarios that the computer vision services does not recognize. So this is where the custom vision services will come into the picture. While the computer vision services already trained by Microsoft to recognize common object, it is up to you to train the can you please mute? Can somebody mute? Because it's disturbing.
Gulam, can you go on mute? Yeah.
Okay, so it is up to you to train this custom vision service for these specific things you want it to recognize. So for example, if you are working in kind of an industry where you have objects like ball, bearing screws, nuts, and all those things, you can upload the images of that to custom vision service. So you can just train that custom vision service to identify each of those objects. And whenever there will be a bigger picture coming into it, it will definitely help us to identify what kind of an object that particular picture contains. Then again, one example here is, let's say we want to train this particular custom vision API for cats and dogs. So we can have as many number of pictures of cats and dogs with various backgrounds uploaded to this custom vision API. And once we upload it, we will train that particular model that, okay, if this is the picture, then this is a cat, and if this is the picture, something like this, then it is a dog. So that custom vision API will get trained to identify your object, and it will build its own model. So whenever the next time the picture will comes through the custom vision API, it will be help to identify like what kind of an object it is. So let's say like what is mean by this custom vision API. So it is already trained by Microsoft to identify common objects and scenarios. And on top of it, we can also train this custom vision API for a specific things we want to recognize ourselves. So we will go through one more demo like this after the slides. So how we can still make use of it. But again, a simple rule here is that we will upload the images to this custom vision service. We will train this custom vision service to analyze that particular image, and then it will apply a label on that particular image. And then after, we can evaluate the images which you want to try out. So for that demo, let me go to my Azure portal and let me close it. Okay. So if you want to create a custom vision API, so over here in your search box, you have to just type a custom vision. I've already done it last time, so it is showing me. So in a search box, it is showing the custom vision. And once you click over here, it will help you to create the custom region. Here again, while creating, we have a two option to do. We want to use it for both like training as well as the prediction. So over here you can see that the two options, training and the prediction. So training, the name itself suggests that we can use it to train the images or the content, and the prediction, that means the API which we will use in a production environment to analyze the image better. Again, while creating this particular service, we need to choose the subscription also. So over here you have to choose the subscription, then you have to choose this resource group and give it a unique name. Then the next thing is that we need to specify this training resource, and we need to specify the prediction resource. So as per you select, if you select the training, then you have to provide the resources for that, and if you do for this prediction, then you have to do for that. So the training resource, that means the location where you would like to train your resource. So again, as I said, okay, so over here I'm just using central year. So if you want to go ahead with that, then you can just go ahead, or other if you want to, then you can just change also. Then there are some pricing tiers also. Let me just, for the testing purpose, I will provide some names so you will able to see that pricing tier also. Okay, but trust me, it will be there. So in the pricing details, it goes something like the pricing for prediction goes per thousand transaction, and pricing for training goes per computer hour. That means we can have a free training for 1 hour for our model, but if you want to go beyond, you will have to pay. Then again, there is a cost associated with the image storage, because we are going to upload the image to this service and apply some kind of an labeling on top of it. And the image storage is priced again for 1,000 images. This is how you can create that particular resource for the training prediction. So I will not go over here because I already created. Let me once refresh and check. And I would like to show you for the pricing tier. Okay, so over here you can see previously I have not selected this South Central US, so it was not showing, and now I have selected, so it is showing you for the pricing tier. And as I mentioned you, so for I have already created some of the service. So let me go to the resource group and let me open the resource group. To save the time, I have done it, and let me go to that group. And over here you can see SP custom vision and then SP custom vision prediction. So here are the two things. As I mentioned, this is one is for the training, one is for the prediction. So each of the training and prediction service has got different keys associated with it. So for example, if I open both of them, I can show you that the keys are also the different associated with both of them. So we'll go through like how we can use and when you can use. Let me go back to the my slides again. So over here, the next thing we are going to see is for the building classifier. So this is what we will have to do is we will have to build a classifier. That means we have to create a project and we will have to define a domain for that particular project. And then we will add the images to this project. We will assign the tags to the images and then we will train that particular classifier. And once our classified is trained, we will use that classifier to evaluate our production images.
Smita, hi guys. Just be aware that there is some issue with our Webex licensing. We're trying to sort that out, but they may get disconnected. Don't worry, you just have to connect it again. Nothing.
Yeah, in middle also I'm also getting a feeling that I'm getting disconnected.
No, no, no,
Not
no,
sure.
no, no. You will
Okay,
not get disconnected. It will disconnect after 50 minutes, but we'll have to rejoin. That's
okay,
only for this session. There
okay,
are
okay.
some issues. We have sorted it out, but we are delayed a little.
Okay, in background because I'm getting some tick tick noise. That's why I thought might be it's reconnecting me.
No,
Okay,
no, no, no.
so
It's
okay,
people are joining. So when people join or
okay, okay,
leave,
yeah,
it says tick tick.
okay, okay, yes, okay. So our next slides is about this classifier and projects. So let us start it creating the classifier. So for that again, I will go back to my Azure portal. And once we click over there, custom vision portal, it will redirect you to this page. And again, it will ask you for the sign in. And once you agree on it, then it will redirect you. So I have already created one project, but I will show you how to create a new project. So once we clicked over here, then we will have to specify the name, then description, then we will have to specify the resource that we are created in Azure portal, then the project types can be classification and object detection. So the classification that means we can have a multiple tags associated with that particular image
Я даже
and
не знаю, как она выглядит. А, не видела. Не видела.
the
Отверточек
object
не
detection
видела.
that means we can have a location of
Я
that
поняла,
particular
вспомнила,
content within
пупырышки
that
такие,
particular
не
image.
видела.
Then again we have got classification type, so that means multi-tab, that means multi-tags per image, or multi-class, that means single tag per image. So here you can specify all of these things. Yeah, and once you provide all these things, then you can just click on the create project and it will create a project. So simple, name, description, your source, and then as per your requirement you have to click it. I will create a cancel. So I have already created one classifier or a project. Let me open this project wherein I have added few of the images. Okay, so over here you can see I have already added some of the images for Captain America, Spider-Man, and Superman. The natural thing here is that whenever we took at this particular images, we can identify this is straightforward, this is a Superman, or this one is a Captain America and Spider-Man. But when it comes to computer programming kind of things, so one common thing which you can observe in these three characters. So let me show you. These are the three ones, and I'm just considering that you are already familiar with it. Okay, so you can just observe these three characters, and they are wearing their unique uniform, which is in color of red and blue. So everyone, three of them is having the same uniform color, that is a red and blue. So for a human, it is very much easy to identify by looking at the structure or the character. But for a machine, it is just still dealing with two colors only, that is the blue and red. So each of those, if you even see like Spider-Man, it has got same kind of an uniform which Superman has got, red and blue. So that means for computer it is a bit difficult to understand like what it is, a Superman or Spider-Man, and whether it is a Superman picture or the Spider-Man picture. So for that purpose, we will need to train our model to identify this. Let me go back to our slide. So over here domain I have already specified. So while creating a new project, you have to specify all these domains. So as per your requirement, you can just specify. Then over here, the next thing is that we will have to train the images. So as you create the project, you will upload the images and then you will train those particular images. So here we already had uploaded some of the images, sorry, over here. So we have already uploaded some of the images by tagging them with specific name, like whether it is a Spider-Man, Superman, or Captain America. Then the next thing that we will have to carry out the iteration. So what the iteration that means, we will have to train our particular classifier so that it will be able to analyze those images better. And whenever we run, train, or retrain our classifier, it will generate a new iteration of our model. I will show you how we are going to do that and how it works. So it will do that, and let's see particular how it works. So what I will do is I will add few more images. So let me go over here where we have created our project, and over here I will add some of the more images, and let me show you. Yeah, so over here, once I clicked on that my tags, it comes as a direct option for me to use that tag. Otherwise, if you want to create your own tag, you have to just type over here and then you have to just press enter button. So it will apply that particular tag there. It also has options called as a negative tag onto your images. So what is the purpose of that? I will explain you. So for example, if you want to train your model, let's say for example, you have a dog and that dog is might be wearing some kind of shirt wherein you have few of the logos on that shirt. And if you want to negate out all of that kind, of the things like any logo or any specific thing in that picture. In that case, you can upload that image and tag it with the negative tag. So the AI model will consider those particular tags while it is analyzing the image. So this is about specific tag and negative tag. So over here, let me apply this. I think I have already have this image, so I will apply some. I will add some more this different image. This is the Captain America. Okay, now you can see it is one quick because the image was really very small in size. So now we have got over
So,
here, you can see the Captain
so
America.
sorry to disturb you, Smita. So people who joined recently, just wanted to put an announcement. We'll announce the speaker code sometime, maybe in the second connect. So obviously you may get disconnected anytime now, but it's not an issue. You just have to connect to the same meeting room again, and again will be okay. So we have sorted that.
For disconnecting that we have uploaded image for the Captain America, and as I explained that there are the tagging, you can do the tagging. So if you want to do some tagging, you can just add in that box. So already done the tagging are available over there, and I've explained the concept of the negative tagging also. So if you want to negate some of the things, then you can just use that negative tagging. And over here now you can see that we have a Captain America of 22 images, then Spider-Man 23 images, and Superman 21 images. To save the time, I have already uploaded these images. So what we will do is we will train our model so that it will be able to analyze whenever the picture something like this one which I have uploaded comes it is a Spider-Man or again as a Superman. So again it comes to the training types. Let me go over here and train it. So over here you can see in the notification also. So when it comes to the training types, it has got two things. One is a quick training and then the other one is the advanced training. So quick training, that means it will able to judge the image based on what we have tagged to that image. Otherwise, even we can go inside this advanced training more, but this advanced training mode takes maybe up to 23 to 24 hours. So in that case, you will get charged for that particular training. If you want to have a free kind of and training go for a quick training, then you have to just select for this quick training. So okay, we have just selected that, and then I will just click on the train. And then this particular image we have recently added will get, or this particular classified or the project will get trained. So right now it is still trained based on the modification or based or the image we have delta things which I have uploaded. So now data has been uploaded and it is given us the precision as 100%, then recall is 100%, then AP is 100%. So what is that exactly everything we will also see. So let's go to our next slide. So the next one is the important terms. So is that we need to understand the important terms here and what is mean by precision and what is mean by a recall. So precision, that means whenever we classify an image, so how likely is your classifier to correctly classify that particular image. So it is called as an precision. So that means how many selected items are relevant is donated by precision. And next thing is we have a recall. So that means out of all the images that should have been classified correctly, how many did your classifier had identified those correct images? So that mean how many relevant items are selected are being taken care by recall factor. Then we over here, I'm just giving you an example of this precision and recall. So let's understand this term very much better. So again, we will take the example of cats and dogs. So let's say out of set of the images that I have uploaded 3 images of dog and 3 images of cat, and I will give it to my algorithm or the project or the classifier which I showed you. Then I test it out with 4 images, and out of which 2 images are dogs and 2 images are of cats. But now, what when I upload these 4 images, that classified has identified this as a dog. So ideally, there was only 2 images of dogs, but even it has additionally classified 2 images of cats as a dog. So what happened in that case? We have a precision of 50% because 3 out of 6 images are predicted correctly. In that case of a dog, then we have a recall of 67% because 2 out of 3 dogs are predicted correctly. So this is a mean by precision and recall. So we don't have to bother too much about this, but the more number of precision and recall we have is better. So predictability of our classifier. So the next thing is a testing model. Going ahead, then we can test our model. Like we can upload our own images and we can see like how it behaves. So for that, maybe let's go back here in our Azure portal. And let me click on this. I've already clicked on this quick test. So here are probably we can give the image URL or we can upload from your machine. So let me upload one image. Okay. So I'm just adding it Superman image. And now let's see if it's able to identify or not. Okay. Now you can see it's saying that it is 100% Superman, 0% Spider-Man, and 0% of Captain America. So this was a really very simple example, but let me upload some of the complex scenario. So now that we have trained this particular model to identify a Superman, and now let's check one complex thing. So for that purpose, I will upload this. This is a Spider-Man, and it is having a shield of Captain America. Okay, so now I have a more items for that. Let me try one more thing. Now you can see it is still not sure that it is 100% Captain America. So it is just saying that 99% it is Captain America. So this is how we can just train our model and get the better result. Again, for example, if I upload this particular image and train the model, like even though this particular character is XYZ, holding a shield of this, then my next time service will able to identify it. So we have to, for that purpose, we have to upload more and more images, and how many images we need to upload, that I will explain in a later part. So the next thing is, this is very cool thing, and this is about this train the cloud, so that we can train this particular API in the cloud and run it anywhere. So that means we can train it in a custom vision service, but even we can deploy and run it maybe within Azure or even on the Linux or even on a Docker or in any kind of things where you want. Then how we can work on this improving classifier? So this thing is like whenever we run this particular classifier, it has given us the precision, which sometimes is not 100%. Even the recall is sometimes not 100%. So like then how to improve that kind of a classifier? So the best way is we should upload as many photos of the image of that particular content as we can. So for example, let me go back here in my Azure portal and let me close over here. Yeah. So over here you can see in a red, and let me mouse over and you will able to read the message. So it's saying that API needs at least 50 images, but in this case per tag. So that means in this case I haven't uploaded 50 images. I just restricted to 20 to 22 images. So still this is one of the factor which drives this precision and recall not to reach 200%. So if you want to have a 100% precision and 100% recall, in that case, we should upload various images, maybe from a different angles, from different background. Because for example, if you are using the same kind of an background to analyze your image, then it might not be a good thing. So try to have the pictures from the angles and even with some various background, and it will be good to have some even some natural kind of pictures and the background, so that will surely help you to improve. But again, try to upload the images, classify them based on these backgrounds and the angles. So for example, if you have a sparrow, then just don't upload a sparrow of dummy sparrow you're keeping on a table and don't upload it. So show it like it's having a grass, on a grass there is a real sparrow, or on a tree. Such a way you can do this, just one small example. So let's go to the SharePoint site, and in a SharePoint site, we can just quickly check how it works. So let me go to the site content. And here again, I have created one Marvels library. And here I have uploaded few of the images, and it has given that the character with the probability of the one, that is 100% okay. So what I will do is, again, I will upload one image. So I'm just uploading an image of Captain America. And one more, I'm just uploading of, okay, let's continue with this Captain America. And in the background, so we know that it is Captain America, but let's see how it works in a SharePoint. So for that purpose also, I have one flow. Let me go to the flow and let me explain you that flow. Over here, you can see Marvel Recognizer flow. Let me edit this. Okay, so this is the flow which we created for identifying the custom vision API. So whenever this file is uploaded to a folder, we will make a call to that custom vision API, and then we will get the prediction from that particular custom vision API. So once we get that prediction, we will get the first prediction because it contains the major part of example, whether it is 98% or whether it is 100%. So we will get only that first prediction. We will pass that JSON of the first prediction, and then we will store that tag name and the probability as a variable, which we will use while we are adding that particular metadata back to our SharePoint. So I will show you where exactly. So once those variables are initialized from our JSON, which is written by this custom API, we will again make a call to SharePoint back, and we will set those property on that particular field, on particular file or that particular document. So let's say if I just run this flow, and let me go and refresh over here. Now you can see till the time it is not having anything, and now you can see the probability is 1 and it is saying the Captain America, and we have just uploaded a few seconds ago. So this is just, I'm just giving you some real life example. If you are working in maybe a automobile industry or maybe in some kind of an auto industry where you have identifiable objects, in that case you can take a pictures of those particular objects, train your classifier to identify those objects, and whenever you will upload image, it will help you to identify which kind of an object it is. So that one about this custom vision API. So I want to quickly touch base upon the other things, but before that, here are some of the links you can refer. Okay, I think we missed it. Sorry. Okay, and now we are coming to the last part of our session for the text analysis. So what is mean by text analysis? We generally deal with some kind of text like the session was good, the session was not good, session was okay. So we have some kind of sentiment associated with our wording. This text analysis will help us to identify the positive or negative kind of sentiments from that particular from that particular statement which we are passing on. So the sentiment analysis is the process of detecting whether a piece of writing is positive, negative, or a neutral. So whenever we ask for any kind of feedback, maybe even after the session, when I will ask you for your feedback, you will have might be a positive, negative, or neutral feedback. So in a circumstances, I don't have maybe a chance to go through all of your feedback, but what I will do is I will just upload those feedback back to my sentiment analysis API, and then it will directly give me like what is the sentiments that you people had after this session. So this is the machine learning driven text mining, and it returns the numeric score between 0 to 1. So 0 that means negative and 1 that means positive. So let's have a look at the demo for this text analysis. So for that purpose, again, I will go to Azure portal. Let me close this one. Okay, so over here we are in Azure portal, and then I just clicked on the create a resource, then AI plus machine learning, and here we have a text analysis. So let me open it. So once you clicked on it, it will give you a form wherein you can just define your service to be created. So just a name of that service and select your subscription and select your location. And again for the pricing tier, this again varies from free to paid. And I already mentioned for this pricing tier. So for the free one has got this many features like sentiment analysis and other things. But as you go for more detailed level kind of an analysis, the paid service will definitely help you to get those more information. Or again, based on the number of transactions that that you would like to make, or based on the number of features that you want to utilize. So just select the better instance or the better pricing tier for your application. And let me come back to over here. So once you select this pricing tier, the last one is you have to provide a resource group. And once you are done with that, then you have to just click on this create button. So it will create your resource. To save our time, I have already created it. So let me go back to our resource group. And over here, I have a user feedback. So let me open it. Yeah. So this is the user feedback, the resource which we have created for the text analysis. Again, I can go back to the API console. Let me go to this API console. It is the same thing that we have explained previously while in the first demo. So you have to just click on the sentiment from here because we are dealing with the sentiment analysis. And then we are going to take the central US location because this particular resource has this central US location. So we will again have to select the same. And then in the starting for the Bill Gates and for the Taj Mahal, I explain you is the same way. Again, you have to provide a name over there, and then you have to just provide all the details, and then you can just create it. So it will help us to detect whether it is a positive response, negative response, or whether it is a neutral response. So I will not run through this because this is the same as we have done for this computer vision API, but rather I will go back to my SharePoint site where I've already created one list. For the feedback session, user feedback. And in the background, I have already one more flow for it. You can see.
Uh,
Let me
uh,
delete that also.
just adding up here, guys. Sorry for a little delay. But I believe that Smita is almost about to finish.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yes,
almost about only 2 minutes.
yes, and yeah, only
I'm
2 minutes.
looking. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Okay, sure. So over here, I'm just saying some of this like positive feedback, and then I'm just saying some nice word, good session, nice, excellent, and I will save it. So if I just edit this flow, so whenever a new item is gets created into my SharePoint list, we are again making a call to the to the text analysis API in Azure, and then we are getting the feedback, or we are passing it in the feedback which was given, and then we are getting the response back from that sentiment analysis. And once we get that particular response back, then we are adding that particular sentiment score back to our SharePoint item, so that we can identify whether it is a positive, neutral, or negative feedback. So let me quickly run this flow and let's check the result for the items currently we have added. And let me refresh this. Okay, so you can see the score is 0.97. So this is how you can analyze the text being given by your, maybe from your customer, maybe any of the product review. So from those we can easily identify like whether it is a kind of positive feedback, negative feedback, or neutral feedback. This is how this machine learning algorithm will help you to carry out the text analysis. Again, I have few of the references over here, so you can just go to with the references. So for this text analysis and detect sentiment using this text analysis API. So over here I am done for my session. So thank you very much for attending this session. And now the time for this coupon code. So let me give you that coupon code quickly.
and before that, if you can, Smita, if you can go on there are a few slides where they can claim. You just have to inform. So I would say, why are you doing this session? So as we have mentioned multiple time, our primary motivation is that we are definitely not a trainer. We are seasoned practitioner. Everyone who join us as a speaker has a definite amount of experience in the industry. He is battle hardened, and he's a real developer, engineer, architect, or a technologist. And so we are little different than what a common trainer, or obviously the people who join are public speaker. They have done public speaking in the back, and they've handled huge number of crowd. That's a added advantage to it there. But most of them are technologists. Either they may be CEO of a small company, CTO of a small company, director of a big multinational firm, VP of a big multinational firm, or a chief architect or principal architect. But anyone who is already connected with the technology, is dealing with client, is dealing with business, is our primary goal. And there we try to touch base with that people and try to bring them up to understand their experience from what they're doing in the battleground. Our purpose is to share knowledge and be more optimistic. We need there to enhance the capacity of innovation, because as you know, we are moving from third industrial revolution to fifth industrial revolution. There are multiple things changing, and we are planning multiple things for the IT community. There are multiple perks and things that are going to come up for the people who have already joined or took the certificate, or who have indirectly got connected with the insurance. A lot of things we are trying to bring it up. Let's say something happens with your job, in the background we're going to help you guys out. We are talking to multiple firms and companies. We are trying to expand into multiple countries, so people from different countries will direct get benefited in their country only. So that it's not just that we are in India, we are expanding ourselves into multiple part of the world, and within a year you'll see that we'll have offices in more than at least 20 to 30 countries. Most of the primary major country where the IT businesses are done and where IT people are there. Um, we are also coming off of a unique coming up with a unique evangelist platform, which is their www.fifthIR.com, where even you can take the certificate after this session, and even in their past session, you can go there, watch the video, see past videos, and then you can take certificate for those speaker who has come up in the past, and you want to claim the certificate. Some of the certificate may be paid, maybe most of the events are free, so you can, as soon as you take the certificate, it's better, because maybe based on the speaker consent, his event can be put on. There will be a primary helping charge that is going to help the community in the background only. So go to https, try to put https www.fifthir.com. Once you are there, Smita, if you can directly go there.
Okay. Yes, I already clicked on it.
Okay, so just show the page. https www.
I think it is
Just
still opening. Yeah,
okay,
it
yeah.
is over here.
So here also the session is streaming live, and once the stream ends, you will see the next event coming up. So now you just have to put your name, phone number, email, and the speaker code that Smita now would announce. So Smita,
Yeah.
for a test, you can just put a name, phone number.
Yeah, sure. I will do it right now.
And then there's code you can announce. It's all in caps. So you just have to
Okay.
make sure it's in caps, and then
And it is okay to type here, or should I just
just
mention the
announce.
code?
Just
Okay,
announce
okay.
if
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
multiple
okay.
time.
So the code is A B S P S N. Let me repeat it once again. A for apple, P for ball, S for smart, P for pandemic, again S for smart, and N for naughty. So is it clear, or should I
Yeah,
repeat it once again?
yeah. Again, once again.
Okay, yeah, sure. So there are a total six, and over here, let me start it once again. A for apple, B for ball, S for smart, P for pandemic, again S for smart, and N for naughty.
Okay. So A B S P S N, right?
Yes, A
Okay.
B
Can you,
S P
uh,
S
these
N.
are all in upper layer, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Yes,
all.
upper letter.
all
Yes.
in upper letter. Yeah. So in the meanwhile, we are open for questions. Anyone who have questions with Smita, they can directly um, ask her.
Hey, this is Vasant. Smita, thanks for the good session, Smita. So it's really interesting and informative for us. So here,
Okay.
Smita, so what I can see here is like using this custom vision or the cognitive services. You were trading with no images and stuff. So is it
Mhm.
something like possible for real-time video? So it's something like it opens the camera from my laptop and it detects whether it can detect like whether who is speaking and who is not facing the laptop. So can we use this kind of capture the images of me and train with the custom vision, and can we have this kind of image real-time recognition kind of stuffs? Is it possible with the custom vision?
Yeah, it can work on video indexer of recorded videos.
Okay. Okay. Because you were showing only with the SharePoint stuff. So if
Yes,
so, I'm
because
just
I'm
asking
yeah,
with
yeah.
respect to the
So
local
not it
local.
with these live videos, so not
Mm,
it applicable for this live videos, but
mm,
definitely it will work on video indexer of recorded
mhm.
videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smita, thanks for the session. This is Rohit. I want to know, let's say we were training our model on three different images. What if we upload an image where we have all three characters in that image? Will it be giving, 100% points to each three of those tags, or will it be confused?
So it takes from central part of images, and also hello, can you hear me?
Yep, 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 can hear you.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So it takes from this center part of images, and also depends on what classification we have used. So for example, if you have used a multi-tagged and multi-class, so it's depend on that.
Thank you.
Any other question, mates? Anything like if someone has put it on chat, if you can. Okay, so okay, high value cognitive session. Okay, so this is like Charanjit Bhatia is saying that this is great session. Thank you, Charanjit.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
And any other questions, guys? Okay, so I can see. Let me check it on the live stream if some question has come up, or else we'll drop.
Yeah, sure.
So okay, so I can see
And
the.
sorry for the delay, guys.
Yeah, no issues, like this happens a little. So we are engineers, right? We understand each other.
Yes.
So it's good. Like if for learning, there must be a little delay, right? But you will not enjoy
Yes.
it. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
so yeah. Any other question, guys? Okay, so looks like we are done. Thank you, Smita. Thanks for this
Yeah.
great session. And
Yes.
the
Thank you.
team and mates, if you have any issues with your certificate, getting the certificate, you can click the Telegram channel. Our team will be there to help you. And obviously, we have another session on robotics automation tomorrow at the same time by Madan Upatyay. Um, so if you wanted to join, you can join. That's for people who are trying to start on robotic RPA processes and how to implement it in their project. That will be a great session if you need some starter on RPA. And Madan is a great RPA expert. He is in the back. He has worked in Accenture and other companies. So it will be a great session, I believe. Thank you, Smita. And
Yeah.
obviously, we had a stream guest here, Dhira Singh, Nandeep Nachan. So thank you everyone who joined, and thanks
Yeah. Thank
Rohit
you.
for asking question. Charanjit, thank you, and thank you everyone. Thank you for joining, and thank you for making this a livable place. Bye. Good night.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And
Good night.
good morning for the people who joined from US and other part of the world. Good morning, good afternoon. Sorry, it's not just good night. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye bye. Thank you.